Hello everyone. We are continuing our project of the robot landing. Last class we created the robot. Today we are going to look at how to create the rig. All right. So we are going to look at two different ways of doing the rig so that the character is ready for animation. All right. So for example, right now if you want to move the robot from one place to another, okay, they are all different objects and we'll have to select everything together to move it around. Okay, for example, if you want to animate the arm moving up, we cannot do it, so we have to create a rig so that the robot is ready for animation. For example, here I did one rig and you can see that I can animate the arms, I can animate the upper part of the robot, I can animate the legs. Okay, so that's for the ankle, this is for the knee, this is for the hip. Okay, and there's a main control, so if you want to scale the character big or small, we can do that. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do the rigging in two ways. One is where we directly do the rigging with the character parts, and the other one is by creating the helpers, all right, or controllers. So how a character works is that there's a hip and everything below hip connects to the hip and everything above the hip connects down to the hip. Okay, so the hierarchy is that when the hip moves, the entire character should move. So what we want is when we rotate this leg, okay, the entire leg should rotate. All right, so the first thing is that the pivot point of rotation has to be on top. All right, so for example, right now the character is rotating from the knee and not from the hip. So I'll go to hierarchy and then we click on affect pivot only. Then we'll move the pivot up where it should rotate from. All right, and now the leg will rotate from top. Okay, okay, so this we are going to use the link tool. So this foot will be linked to the lower leg, the lower leg will be linked to the knee will be linked to the upper leg. All right, so now if I select the leg and rotate, the entire leg rotates, and if I select the knee and rotate, the leg rotates from the knee, and if I select this, it's going to rotate, and again this object should rotate from the right place. So we need to change the pivot point of this. So we'll go to affect pivot only and it has to be here. Okay, so when you rotate it, it rotates from the right place. Got it? So we have to do the same thing for the other leg. Okay, so the foot connects to the lower leg connects to the knee connects to the upper leg. The upper leg has to have, or what we can do is delete this and shift copy this, so that will save us some time. So we need to place it same place where the other leg is. So you can see that this is rotating correctly, the knee, and then the upper leg. Alright, so we will do the arm now. So all the fingers will be linked, so I can select all the fingers and link them to the hand. The hand will be linked to the arm will be linked to the shoulder. Okay, so let us do the same thing. Link to the arm, hand to the arm, and the arm to the shoulder. Okay, so the leg will be connected to the hips. So if you select the hip, rotate, the top part rotates. Alright, now we will link the shoulder to this part, this shoulder to this. So when the body rotates, the arms will rotate with it. Okay, and then we will now link this part to this, and this. So when we select this and rotate, the whole thing is moving. Okay, now we will link the neck to this part, and this part will link to this part. Okay, so we can rotate the neck separately. Okay, and then when we select the body, the neck will move with it. Okay, now same way we will link this to this, this links to the head, so all the head elements will link to the main head. Okay, the green part can link to the eye. So same way this will, the green will link to the other element. Okay, and then this will link to the head again. So I'm simply clicking and dragging onto the head. So if I select the head, the whole thing should move. If something is not moving, then you have to do it properly. Okay, and then this head will link to the neck. Okay, so when our neck rotates, the head will rotate with it. The head can rotate separately if it wants. Okay, and now we can link the body to the hip. So when the hip rotates, everything rotates. Okay, and then if you select the upper body, you can animate the upper body separately from top. Alright, so now the character is ready for animation. So you want the character's hands to be up or down, you want him to rotate his fingers. Okay, animate the legs for walk cycle, make him do weird things, make him go around, look around, make his entire body look around. Okay, now what we will do is we will look at how to create the same rig using some controllers. And what happens when you have controllers is, for example, this is the neck control and this is the head control. For example, if you rotate the head and then you think you want some extra animation, you can always you cannot select this body part, but because I have frozen it. But if you unfreeze it, then you can add some extra animation directly to the head as well. Or for example, you don't like this element for the head, you want to change it. The rig remains the same, but you can make changes to the body. All right. So what we will do is we'll select this and shift, copy this character, and then we will click on unlink. So everything should be unlinked now. Okay. So if I select this and move, the whole thing moves, but now everything is unlinked. So what we are going to do is we are going to use either 2D shapes or we can use helpers. Okay. So if you go to helpers, there's something called a dummy. All right. A dummy is just a selection handle. So you can create a dummy for the shoulder. Okay. So that's a dummy for the shoulder. I will do one side and then you can do the other side. Then we can create a dummy for the hand. Okay, you can create a dummy for the leg. Okay, and then the aim should be that you should have something to click and select easily. Okay, so the size will depend on easy selection. Okay, and then what will happen is now instead of rethinking about which element to select and animate, now you know that only these controls are animatable, anything else is not animatable. Okay, so that makes your life a little bit easy. So click one for the knee and then one for the ankle. Okay, and then this dummy location will be depending on where you want things to rotate from. So for example, I want this to rotate from the center here. So I'll create a dummy. Okay. And then you have to look at the angles from the left also to make sure that they are perfectly aligned. Okay, look at it in 3D. So these are all the dummies that I had created. Let us, to make things better, let us copy all these. Control, 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 and simply mirror it, copy it. Okay. Now, how does the linking for these work? All right. So we are going to link the foot to this. Okay. Now, so that when we rotate this, the foot should rotate. Okay, that's about it. Now these two, this one and this one, will link to this. So now see, instead of different things to get confused whether, so this way was never connected to anything to select and rotate. We had the knee. Okay, so you might get confused as to what should be animated to animate the knee. Here it is quite clear that this is what rotates the two. All right, and then the upper leg will be connected to the hip joint. All right, and now what we do is we link this dummy to this dummy, this dummy to this dummy. Okay, So when you select this and rotate, you get this rotation. Select this and rotate, you get this rotation. Select this rotation. Okay, so same way we can select all these and link it to the arm. Okay, and this control this link to this. Okay, so this will be used for rotating this, and this will be used for rotating the fingers. Then we'll have to link this one to this one. Okay, now we can use 2D shapes. We can use a rectangle and say from the center on this one. So we'll find the center and click the big one. Hit the shift key. Shift key is not working. Control is working. So we'll use this one and then move it to the base. This will be the master control. So this will control the entire object. Okay, and then you can create a hip control. Which will be at the hip. Okay, and then we can create another one for the head. And to be placed at the head. This look like it in the right place for some reason. Okay, so we got the head control. We got the hip control. Then we need okay, so we'll link the hip control to this one, and our this element will connect to this one. This element will connect to this one. Okay, so when I move this, the hips and legs, I'm not linked these yet. Yeah, we didn't link the other side, so only one hand is linked. Okay, so we will need one more for the upper part. So I can make this bigger, 30. Then I cannot duplicate it because it's linked to something. So I'll create another circle. Then maybe I can place it here somewhere. So this will be used to control the upper body. Okay. So this will connect to this. This will connect to this. This will connect to the other upper body, and then the upper body will be connected to the main. Alright, so when the main is selected, everything other than the neck should be followed. Okay, then either you can have a separate controller for the neck and the head, or you can connect the entire thing to the head, depending on what kind of control you want for different elements and animation. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select everything, control select these two, link it to the head, and this can be linked to this. And now everything is connected. You just have to do the same thing on the other side, and I'm pretty sure you should be able to do that. Now if I select this and move, okay, there was some mistake that I made because I want the upper body. This is the upper body. This is correct. So I can move the upper body separately, and I can move the lower body separately, and I can move the entire thing separately. Okay, so this thing should be linked to this. Right, this will move the lower body, this will move the upper body, this will move the head. Right, and this will move the whole thing, and can be scaled. So just to make things complete, we will link this one to this one to this, or this to this. Okay, this links to this. This links to this. This control this links to this. This is going to link to this. And the entire thing should be linked now. This control will link to this control. This control will link to this control. This control will link to this control. Okay, the entire character is now linked. Alright, so in the next class we will put it in the scene. One finger is messed up. Okay, so this finger is not linked yet. So that's about it. This is how you can do the rigging of the character. This is where it is done directly. This is where it is done using controls. Alright, thank you very much.